All right. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you had a fantastic day. We did pretty good. Gave you guys two best bets. We went 2-0. Blue Jays and Yankees over 7.5. My first 2-unit play of the whole season. Sweat free. Cashed that in the, third? Pretty stupid sweat free there. Then we had the Yankees on the money line. Both teams to score 2. Yankees down 6-1. End up scoring 8 unanswered runs. Aaron Judge with a bomb 3-run home run off today's starter to tie the game. So we ended up going 2-0, up about 3.14 units. Hell of a postseason so far. We're still early in, but we're up 8 units so far. So very good. Got 5 best bets for you guys. So let's jump right into the slate, get started, talk about our first game. Kicking us off at 3:08 Eastern is going to be the Mariners and the Tigers. Bryce Miller going up against Casey Mize. Now, neither of these pitchers have faced the other team this season, so we don't have a lot to go off of there. But we do have some ABs against the other person, or against the other pitcher, I should say. But really, it's all single digits for the most part, but the results have been fantastic. You've got, let's see, Riley Green's hitting 333. Spencer Torkelson's hitting 400. Parker Meadows hitting 500. Javier Baez, 286. Gleyber Torres, 250. Really, the only people that aren't hitting well off Bryce Miller, Zach McKinstry and Kerry Carpenter. And they're both 1 for 6 and 1 for 5, respectively. But again, very small sample size. But the strikeout rate is not good. So I don't think we're going to see a ton of strikeouts today with these starting pitchers. Now we go to the other side with Casey Mize against the Seattle Mariners team. Everybody's hitting well off of him except for Julio Rodriguez and Cal Raleigh. They're both 0 for 5 and 0 for 4. But J.P. Crawford's hit pretty decent. Jorge Polanco, Rosarena, Robles, right? These guys are hitting pretty well off of him. And kind of the same thing. K rate very low. So I don't think we're going to see a lot of Ks today. We look at kind of recent form with Bryce Miller. He's been terrible, let's be honest. Against the Dodgers, Rockies, Royals, Angels, he gave up 3 or more. Braves, he only gave up 2. I don't think he's going to be in the game too long. We look at the bullpen. We've got bandwidth here. Now, I am a little concerned, right? Matt Brash has pitched 3 of the past 4. Bizardo's pitched 3 of the past 4. Munoz 3 of the past 4. But you get a day off as they travel back to Seattle if the Tigers do win. So this is a game that the Mariners, they're going to throw it all out there to try to win this game. So the bullpen really not that important to me in terms of usage. I think it's fine. Tigers are in a much better position in terms of their bullpen. Much sharper, much fresher. I will give you that. But I don't trust this Tigers offense. We've seen it time and time again. They kind of got some garbage runs last night, but other than that, their inability to hit with runners in scoring position is amazing. They just haven't been good. We saw Cal Raleigh went yard yesterday. I think this Mariners team's just too much. Give me the Mariners on the money line at plus 100 over on FanDuel. Pretty much get this at like minus 108 on whatever book you're going to use. So, but I do think by the end of the day, this line moves closer to a pick 'em here. All right, next game, Brew Crew and the Cubs. It's going to be the Priest, Quinn Priester, going up against Jameson Taillon. Now, the Priester doesn't have a lot of success against this Cubs team. He's got 14.1 innings pitched against them, 17 hits, 10 earned runs. So he's not been great against them. And it's the Cubs at home. Wind is going to be blowing in at Wrigley. It's going to be on the cooler side as well. It's going to be about 59, 60 degrees with about a 9-mile-an-hour wind blowing in. I didn't mention the weather at Comerica, but it's going to be 59 with the wind blowing out to right field. So maybe an over 8.5, but I'm not touching. That's too high. Anyway, in the Cubs game. So Priester, Taillon looked really good in that last start against the Padres at home. Very similar wind conditions as well. He went 4 innings, only gave up 2 hits, no earned runs. I think Priest should do okay in this one with the wind blowing in. I think that is definitely going to aid him in terms of his splits. I mean, he is a ground ball guy, though. 56% of his outs come via the ground ball. Taillon's more of a fly ball guy at 66%. This is one, I don't know who's going to win this game. I'll be honest. It's a coin flip in my opinion. I would say you're getting great value to take the Brewers. I just don't know if I trust them at home or on the road. I mean, in Wrigley with the wind blowing in, the Cubs have the advantage here. I'm going to take the under 7 is how I'm going to play this game. Give me the under 7 for minus 125. With this wind blowing in, Cubs are going to be real quick to go to their pin. Brewers elimination game. They'll be quick to pull Priester as well. Both teams want to get this game over with, right? Cubs want to win it and move on. Brewers want to finish them, get some time off. So I do think we'll see quick hooks in this one. Give me the under 7. I do lean towards the Brewers, though, in this one. Just a very, very slight lean. Not enough to where I feel like the edge is there to take them on the money line, though. So I'm going to take the under as the best bet. Toronto and New York, I think we're seeing a heavy overreaction to Cam Schlittler last game. He was phenomenal. He also threw a lot of pitches. He's going up against a bullpen day for the Blue Jays. Luis Varland's going to kick us off. Obviously, Varland gave up that 3-run homer to Judge yesterday. But aside from that, Varland has looked nasty. Velo up there, touching 101. He's actually looked really, really good. But I don't think he's not going to be at the party for a long time. Maybe 1-2 innings here. Schlittler, like I said, I think this is just a heavy overreaction to his last start, which, hey, was absolutely fantastic. 8 innings, 5 hits, no earned runs, 12 Ks against the Red Sox. But we go back to he just faced this Toronto team on 9-5, and it didn't go well. And it was at home. He didn't make it out of the second inning. Gave up 5 hits, 4 earned runs, walked 2, hit a guy, only struck out 2. This is a Blue Jays team that doesn't K a lot. Very different than the Red Sox. I like the Blue Jays to win this, but I'm not going to fully commit to that. So what I'm doing is I'm going to go Blue Jays plus 1.5. I think we'll see, that last outing had to take a little bit of a toll on Schlittler. So I just don't think he's going to come back and strike out a ton of these Blue Jays. They should be able to hit him. I got to go Blue Jays plus 1.5. You can get that at minus, I believe, 135 over on Caesars. You could look at Blue Jays plus 1 over on DraftKings for a little bit better value. You can get almost close to plus money for that if you want, or take them on the money line. But to me, I have the Yankees winning this by a razor thin margin. Over 8.5 does look appealing. I could definitely see that hitting again today, but the wind's going to be blowing out more towards right field today. It's going to be about 14 miles an hour, though, blowing out. So very similar wind to yesterday in terms of the strength, but it's going to favors more so the Yankees than it does the Blue Jays. So I'm going to take the Blue Jays plus 1.5 in this one. In terms of bullpen usage, again, it's going to be a bullpen day for the Blue Jays. They've got a ton of arms, like a ton, but they also threw 6 of their bullpen arms yesterday. So they threw Nance, Varland, they threw Fisher, Flaherty, Yariel Rodriguez, Brendan Little. So they threw a lot of arms, but the Yankees also threw a decent amount of arms. They threw Williams, Bednar, Cruz, Hill, and Camille Duvall. That said, they're all fine. All these arms are fine. I'm not too worried about anybody. There's no one that's necessarily in danger. Varland's thrown 3 of the past 4 days, so this is going to be 4 of the last 5 for him. So that's why I don't think we'll see him in the game for that long. Do I really trust this Blue Jays bullpen? About as much as I trust this Yankees pen. So pretty even there. In terms of splits, there's some guys that have some success off of Schlittler, obviously, but we're talking minimal plate appearances here. But Vlad is 4 for 5 against him. He's only hitting 800. George Springer's hitting 333. Addison Barger's hitting 500. Luke's is hitting 250. Ernie Clement's hitting 333. Dalton Varsho is 1 for 1. Nobody's hit a home run off of him, though. So will they walk Vlad? I'll tell you something I was going to put on the card is Vlad to get a walk today. They intentionally walked him after he parked one in his first AB yesterday. So Vlad to get a walk, I think is a viable option. I think they're going to try to pitch around him. So that could be a prop you can look into. So like I said, I've got the Yankees barely winning this game. So I'm going to take the Blue Jays plus 1.5 here. And then last game on the cards going to be the Phillies and the Dodgers. Going to be Aaron Nola going up against Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Yamamoto has only pitched against his Phillies team one time, all the way back in April 4th of this year. He went 6 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs, 5 Ks in a Dodgers win. Aaron Nola has a decent amount of games pitched against the Dodgers. We go back to just, let's say, 2023. He's 1-3 with a 5.04 ERA, so it's not been stellar. He faced him one time this year. That was on April 5th, and they got to him for 3 earned runs, 7 hits. Prior to that, he faced them twice in 2024. They got 5 earned runs in 12. It's not a good track record here. He's got a bad track record. We look at his recent starts for Nola. It looked really good against the Twins. He went 8 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run. It's the last time we saw him. Do we get playoff Nola? Do we get regular season Nola? I think this is a bad spot for the Phillies. On the road, must-win game. You've got Aaron Nola on the bump going up against Yamamoto. It's just bad. I think the Dodgers are going to be able to get to Nola. Wind's going to be blowing out at Dodger Stadium. It's going to be 72 degrees at game time, drops to about 68 degrees. So I do think we see some runs. I think 8 over 7.5 is what I like. I didn't pull the trigger on it yet. That is one I'm heavily leaning towards. I just want to see kind of how Yamamoto looks. That might be one I probably live bet. If anything, I think you could probably end up getting this for a cheaper number. So that's why I'm going to wait. But what I do have is the Dodgers race to 4. So that's how we are going to approach this game. We're going to take the Dodgers race to 4. I don't mind the race to 3 either over on DraftKings. It's just minus 125, a little more juiced. You could pair the 3 and the 4 together and get like plus 114, I think. But we're going to go Dodgers race to 4. I think they pounce all over Nola. And then they're going to have to give him a quick hook here. But I don't necessarily trust this Phillies bullpen either. So it's not something where I feel like they're in great shape. When we look at head-to-head against Nola, we got a decent amount of plate appearances here for some guys. Freddie Freeman's got 33 plate appearances. He's 7 for 33, hitting .226. Tommy Edman, not a great track record. This man's hitting 1 for 21 against him. Mookie's hitting .500, 8 for 16. Max Muncy, 4 for 16. Teoscar Hernandez can't catch a fly ball, but he's hitting 3 for 12 off of him with a home run. Mookie's actually got 2 home runs off of him. And Shohei is hitting 1 for 9. Need to see Shohei open it up a little bit. He's not been fantastic in the playoffs so far. On the other side, against Yamamoto, Harrison Bader's actually 4 for 7 against him, and Trey Turner is 1 for 3. But other than that, it's a hell of a lot of zeros. So Schwarber, Harper, Brandon Marsh, Kepler, Stott, all 0 for against him. So I do think Yamamoto could rack up some Ks tonight in this one. So that's where we're going to go. We're going to go Dodgers race to 4. You can get Dodgers -1 at like minus 135-ish over on DraftKings. I don't mind that either, but it's just not a spot where I see the Phillies pulling this out here. Probably going to be the end of the season for the Phillies, but we can see there's a ton of people betting on them. A lot of money on the Phillies tonight. Could pull it out. I just don't see it. All right, Bass Bets, get you guys on your way. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, comment down below with anything to help the algorithm. Keep growing the channel here. So we're going to take the Mariners on the money line. I don't really love Bryce Miller, but I don't trust Casey Mize either, and I don't think the Tigers are going to be able to hit runners in scoring position. So give me the money line. We're also going to take both teams to score 3 at -110 over on DraftKings. Like I said, wind blowing out to kind of right center today at Comerica. I do think we see some runs here. Dodgers race to 4. We're going to take that at -105 over on DraftKings. Blue Jays +1.5. Ultimately, like I said, I think the Yankees win, but I think the Blue Jays keep it tight. And then we're going to take the Brewers and the Cubs under 7 as our last play, -125 over on BetMGM. Appreciate you guys tuning into the channel. If you want to join the Discord, I will put the link in the pinned comments below. The community has grown quite a bit. It's fantastic. A lot of guys sharing plays in there. We got NHL kicking off, so there'll be plays in there from folks. Good stuff. So appreciate you guys. Have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next video.